Morals and ethics, a course that we often despise to learn, and to some, we are interested to learn about the perspective of others. I question myself, wondering why so many hate this course, why so many despise this course. And for those who are interested in the course, why do they rarely change after learning this course? What is it that I am missing? What is it that I am not seeing? Then I figured it out. You see, we are just already far too different and stubborn at this age where we learn about this course. The purpose of this course is for moral development and character formation. And if you would analyze the purpose of the course, you would see the proverb remains true. You can't fix a tree that has already grown bent. And it is the same way with adults who has permanent behavior traits. I'd like you to put yourself back in time when you were a kid, let's say around the age of 8. You're just idling by in the classroom doing your work. Now reflect on your thoughts at that point in time. You had no clue of where you are going in the future, who you'll become, what problems you'll face, who you'll meet, the uncertainty of your future and the future of your sibling and parents, family. You see, I placed you in this thread of thought because as a child we are most vulnerable to change, most vulnerable to behavioral traits, most vulnerable to growth. At the age of 8 to 11, children are most eager to learn about individuals around them and learning about how they feel and how they think. At this very moment, we may grow and develop character traits, like our personality, for example, which develops around the age of 11 to 12 permanently. Now, I bring you this topic for you today because it is in my best interest for this nation that we instill a mandatory moral and ethics class between the age of 8 to 11 for all primary education institutions in Belize, rather than just the college or sixth form level. You see, when we are 16 to 18 years old, we are already just in a mindset that is really difficult for humans to change. So how would this strategy work? Well, before I go into the other countries that practice such example, let's analyze Belize. We know that in poverty-stricken areas in Belize, crime rates generally increase. Petty feuds occur in these neighborhoods, which results in lifelong battles, horrible injuries, and even pointless deaths. More than just lowering crime rate, a moral and ethics course for our youths would help to develop great leaders for our nation. Just listen to the description of the Crime and Safety Report of 2020. Belize has a small population, but has a high per capita murder rate. Belize is consistently ranked among the top 5 worst countries in the world for homicide according to the UN office. From this article, the word Belize does not bring to mind the majestic blue hole or the beautiful flora and fauna. In contrast, it brings to mind words such as corruption, human smuggling, drug trade, money laundering, and criminal gang activity. Belize needs a change. Belize needs a moral and ethics program for our youths. China is a wonderful example of such a program. They decided to implement the moral education for youths in the 1990s with the goal for children to distinguish between right and wrong, reflecting in one's personality, wiping out bad influences in society, and the living environment of children, eliminating problems such as dishonesty, violence, jealousy, and other vices. Over the past few years, China has shown to steadily decline in criminal activity after this implementation. I'd argue that this is hugely in part of the moral education system, and that helps children at a young age to have better decisions. China's main source of moral education comes from the inspiration of Confucianism, from the great Chinese philosopher Confucius. Countries that have similar programs are Egypt, Finland, Germany, and Ukraine. If you can see, these countries have made it their objectives to teach youths about morals and ethics. Why would we, Belize, not do the same? Why would we just leave it up to the pastors, the families, and most importantly, just our environment to lead our youths only? We know how twisted Belize can be, and we know how vulnerable children are. Bring a moral and ethics program into the institutions of primary education in Belize. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you join my side for the fight for the installment of a moral and ethics program for our youths.